I mean, those obviously aren't included in the original drawing, but suddenly we determine that they will be cut. So does that automatically send it back to the county, or how does that work?
Hmm.
I mean, it seems like there's a lot of trees kind of slipping through the cracks here.
Yeah. I'm not, I can't quite speak to that. It'd be a good question for, um, you know, Axe Engineering, I think, did this tree canopy plan. My guess is when they draw them up, and this is just a guess, is they consider the proximity of the house. And if it is going to impact, maybe it's a percentage of the tree canopy. If it's close enough, they'll remove it. But some of these trees are further away. But the reality is, I think when they get to the excavation, they're going to damage the roots to some extent. But it's hard to say. I can't say, hey, this tree will be impacted by construction. It needs to come out.
Right.
Usually, I'll recommend an arborist report to make that determination. Unless maybe it's really obvious. But again, so these trees are trees. Hey, these are going to remain, but they're ribboned on site for removal. So there is a little bit of a.
It just seems like everything's going to be cut
Inconsistency.
down on this lot. The whole front of it's going to be just clear cut.
Mhm.
Am I reading this wrong?
I would say the slightly more pessimistic part of me might respond to the trees that are in the right of way. Taking those down, the four trees we see circled there at the bottom of the screen might be simply for curb appeal when they want to sell the house, versus actually taking down a tree that's owned by SVCA for a legitimate reason.
Yeah, those are small trees, right?
They look small.
They look small. I am very concerned about those big trees that are going to be cut. And it's on both sides. Not like you're moving to one side to save some trees. It's just wiping them out. And that's one of the big things that we need to look at on all these properties. It doesn't look like there's been any attempt to conserve the trees.
I agree.
So
I guess I'd like to hear from Vlad as to why 3, 4, and 5 were ribboned. It may be that they feel they're not healthy.
Yeah, I think, can you show the map again, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 or 5.
But
Yeah,
you got a picture of those two.
Yeah.
So number 3 here, that one looks like it's leaning.
Yeah, it's leaning. Number 4, I was thinking like it's when you do excavation, it's probably gonna be like damage or something. I don't want to get a damage the tree and then the roots, and then it's gonna be die or whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's true to an extent. I mean, you with excavation, you've got a certain limit that you're gonna hit trees, but
Yeah.
you determined what that limit was, and there are trees there. So why would you design a house that would wipe out all the trees on the property? That's what our concern is here.
There's some trees on the back of the property, but if we need to, we can replant those. Like the one with damage or whatever we're gonna.
Well, that is a sort of a last ditch effort when you replant. If there's any way we can save them, I mean,
Yeah.
this may require an arborist report because we're sort of indiscriminately chopping trees down because they may be hurt. And I would like to get a better opinion. Anybody feel that way?
Well, I think the bigger question I have is the slope of the driveway.
Yeah, we're coming to that.
I mean, I wouldn't approve it based on that.
I would not approve that driveway.
So it may be academic right now on the trees if we don't approve it because of the drive.
Yes, that 25 we consider that a lot, and as you know, that will change this coming January because of, well, for various reasons, which you probably already heard. But 26 is just way too much. And there's no mitigation, I don't think, that we would consider for a slope like that. Is that sloping in or out?
Sorry?
It's going uphill.
Yeah,
Uphill.
uphill to toward the house, yeah.
Okay.
Now, we sent Joel an update like yesterday.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've had a chance whether
Yeah,
you
we can pull it up and take a look at it. The let's see. The elevation of the garage has not changed. The garage floor elevation hasn't been lowered. And I can explain some of what I'm seeing with the driveway.
Okay.
Oh, I think I already have it up here. Yeah. Here's the revised. So here's our revised driveway section. So what's being proposed is there's a flat, kind of a well, not completely flat, but flatter section up top. Here is the road polo park. And so then the driveway is going to slope up to this flatter area and then go into the go into the garage. The garage slab floor on this revision is 109.5 feet in elevation. And the edge of the road here, where it meets the driveway, looks like it's at 101, right at this spot. So from that 101 up here, this does make for 14 degrees, which is equivalent to 25% slope. That's probably just a little off there because my cursor didn't grab it right on the right spot. So, but we're here, we're right at 25% at the.
So we're right at 25.
So this upper spot here, so where it takes off, where Polo Park is at 101 elevation, and it goes up to this point, we're right at that 14 degrees or 25%.
So what's that angle right there as you're hitting the driveway?
Yeah, so however, and let's take a look at the site plan here. That 101 that's being used, if we look at these contour lines, here's 100, here's 102. So if we can assume that 101 is about midway in between them, it's right there where it's going to take off from the edge of Polo Park Drive. Here's where it's 101 at the edge of Polo Park Drive, and then somehow go up to the garage at 109.5. I'll go up to here and level out. So where the driveway gets steeper than 25% is down here at elevation 98, or further down here, which might be elevation 97.5. So if we assume a straight line here from elevation 97 on this lower edge of the driveway, we're at a lower elevation starting on Polo Park, and we're going up, right? If we look at the photo, You can see how Polo Park slants downward. So now if we
Yeah.
start down here at the lower elevation and we have to go up to that same driveway height, it's going to be steeper.
Yeah,
So then it becomes steeper than 25%. Does that make sense?
it makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's sideways a little bit. You're gonna have a angled driveway. Will
Which
the driveway-
complicates matters even more.
Well,
Well,
it can't. So let me go back to the driveway profile. Then it could be angled a little bit, but so let's look here. So here's our 98 elevation. Here's the lower point of where Polo Park would be. And then if we drew a straight line from that point, if this is our driveway now going all the way up directly and to the garage floor at 109.5, without this level area up top, we're over that 14 degrees.
And you need that level area outside the driveway, don't you?
You pretty much need something.
Yeah,
I think
what is
he's
it, like
got,
10 feet?
I think he's got 10, maybe a little more to
Yeah.
12, which is pretty minimal.
John, does that make sense to you? Did I make a mistake?
No, I think you're right.
Okay.
The other, I mean, the only other option I see is to come down maybe another foot. And now you're really digging into the hill
Mm-hmm.
in the back.
Right.
Well, I mean, these 25% driveways just are killing everybody. We certainly can't consider one bigger than that. And then what happens when Joel comes by in a year from now and measures the driveway and it's 26? What can you do about it then?
And I know when I look at some of my neighbors trying to take their trash cans either up or down, and you know, they don't have 25%, they have even less.
Yeah,
And, you know, and they struggle with it. And especially then when you get ice on your driveway and you're trying to get that stuff down on the curb, it's just really hazardous.
yeah. There are a lot of reasons why we are looking at that number. It's not an arbitrary number. We get requests for street parking all the time because people won't even use the driveway. And I mean, there are several reasons. So going beyond 25 is definitely out of the question. Even with raked surface and stairs, it's too much. Joe Jean, did you say something?
Oh, no.
I mean, can you get it lower? What can you do, John?
Yeah, it was a lot worse until we started.
I know there's some difficult lots out there. I understand that.
You know, maybe this is one that shouldn't be built upon.
can you, earlier you said you might have to, if you drop the garage, you'd have to dig into the hillside anymore. Can you simply lower where the garage floor is and step into the house? Step up into the house? Or is it integrated? It looks like it's integrated, so that's not an option.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what you're saying.
No worries. The drawing just doesn't permit that.
Yeah, well, I guess it's up to you to find some sort of mitigation for that and present something else to us. But yeah, I mean, I think you understand how we feel about that slope.
Yeah, and I share that concern. You know, I'm hired to try and get the thing through,
Sure.
but I recently wrote to Joanne about the changes coming,
Mhm.
And I think basically if your limit really is 20%, you're going to render lots unbuildable. This one's right on the edge at 25.
Well, over 20, we're rendering them undrivable.
Well, true, but
And we considered that. I mean, we looked at this. This was a big change, and we know what the lots look like.
I'm just wondering, I made this suggestion that maybe Sudden Valley should purchase some of these lots and turn them into green space.
Yeah, there's been talk about that, and I would love to see that happen. I'm not sure if it's feasible. I don't know. It may be, it may not be.
Yeah, and
But I would certainly like that.
the county may object to a smaller tax base.
Possibly, yeah. It's complicated, but I would love to see that, and I think most people on the committee would like to see that too. And we're just trying to work with. We understand lots are tough out here, and we're trying to work with you, but we're also, we hear from the residents. We know what they want. A lot of them feel like we're not going far enough, but we like the builders. We want to help them out. We don't want to make it impossible. But the numbers that we're coming up with, and we did get some feedback from residents and from builders, and we're trying to come up with compromises. I feel pretty strongly that the driveway compromise is pretty solid and workable. And I've heard your concerns, regarding the other changes too, and they're being considered.
Okay.
But as far as this one goes, I think we could not approve this with the driveway as it's designed. Am I right, committee?
Yeah.
That's both for 34 and variance on 35.
Yeah, the driveway.
Did you already
is-
vote on 34, on 33?
We did not, no.
Oh, okay. Soon we'll just take it in
So
order.
that's
Excuse me,
yes,
can I, about that driveway?
yes.
Yeah, I know it's like right on the border. Wharf, I was hearing a conversation, but I was thinking like if I can drop more down the garage floor to, make it work, like John mentioned, that's something we're digging more in the back, but we can just extend it like a retaining wall in the back, but leave the house elevation the same height, but just drop the garage floor down like maybe another couple feet, so that way we can make it work on this one.
So you have like a taller garage?
Yeah, taller garage, but driveway is gonna be not so steep.
Right.
That's what I suggest to do, because otherwise you have just few more steps in the garage into the house, but you have a nicer driveway.
Well, I mean, that seems like a fairly significant change, so I think I would like to see the whole application again.
Yeah.
So, Vlad, if I understand you right, it looks like you have 2.5 feet in terms of your height definition to work with. And
You might be able to,
No, I'm not talking to like bring down whole house, just a garage.
Yeah, we're not raising the house, we're lowering the garage.
Yeah, I'm not raising the house, yeah.
But doesn't that still count towards your height definition?
it might, John, but I think you can achieve your other height definition of 20
From the back, yeah.
from the back.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, we
Well,
should be good.
this is really between Vlad and John Hanson at this point,
Yeah.
to see if they want to proceed in that direction. and then we can resubmit the plans.
Yeah.
according-
And then I think there was a tree issue too that we want to talk about too. So I think you understand where we stand with all this stuff.
Yeah,
So at this point, I would say that I make a motion to deny as submitted.
Are we doing 33?
Yeah.
Yes. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? So let's talk about the variance, which is the driveway, essentially what our issue is. I make a motion to deny as submitted. All in favor?
I,
Aye. All opposed? Okay. Well, you guys know where we stand. Thanks for
Wait, what
working with
about
us.
35?
35.
motion to deny.
35. Oh, the footprint.
35 is the footprint.
Yeah.
I think
There's a motion to deny.
that John,
That was Alan.
It was Alan. Yeah.
sorry.
All in favor?
If he, okay,
Aye.
Aye.
Well, that's done. Okay.
All opposed?
why would you do that?
That's the footprint of
But
1,000.
unfortunately, it's done now.
Well, I mean, previously, these have been routinely approved.
Well, yeah, but
We'd like to see the entire package. We don't just approve a random
Okay.
footprint without
Okay,
seeing the whole drawing.
You would approve it if the rest were approved. I think
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
correct. I mean, it may be fine and we may approve it in the future, but what we're saying is give us a clean package.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it then for that one? So. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
They're the last two.
I'm sorry, Diane.
There are the last two that are here.
Oh, okay. So we're
Right.
all on our own now.
Only 8 more to go.
so I take it that I can go.
If you want to, you can hang out. It's gonna get funky.
we're being
Promise that.
detained.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Unless
John.
unless you want to walk in a paint color change.
No,
Thank you, John.
I'm not prepared to do that. Thanks.
All right. So let's see, where are we?
Number 3.
Yeah,
Number
go back to 3.
All right. Yeah, we did look at this one, right?
Yeah.
I'll move to approve the fence, but not the variance.
One thing at a time, please.
Item 3,
Okay, item 3 is hog wire fence. Okay, I'm trying to remember this one again. Okay,
It's the one where if they go, I had thought about just taking it from the end of the house, but then that tears up their
that's right.
walkway.
We didn't talk to them, but we went to their house.
puts the 2 doggies.
Yeah.
Well, you must have seen that the garden was more weeds than a flower. And so giving them a variance because it's a garden, all it is a weed patch. It does have a little border around it, but there's no reason why it can't be even with the house.
If I recall this one, it seemed like that whole space back there was sort of integrated together.
Well, he has a big 42 feet on the right side, and the back side was pretty large also. And he wanted the variance on the left side because of what he called that area garden.
And also the variance request that they need to remove an established garden and 3 trees.
Well, I didn't feel like they had to remove any trees if they didn't get the variance. I mean, there's just supposedly that tree right at the, where they want to put the end of the fence on the left side.
To the lot lines, take it to the lot line. I mean, I would think we would need approval from the neighbor.
Well, if you're standing on Windward and looking at the house, they want the variance on the left side.
Correct.
And the 3 tree removals at the back of the property.
Yeah, I know, but if they didn't get the variance, then they wouldn't be close to the tree.
So is there a motion?
There is not a motion yet.
Well, I made a motion to approve the fence. And because they're two separate items, we ought to vote on them separately. And if we don't accept the variance, then they either have to do it on the 5-foot setbacks or not build a fence.
Okay, it's a little awkward, but
That's what we did on another one.
yeah. Anybody have any other issues with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm for letting it go the way they put it in there, because the garden, although it may not be up to Joe Jean's
My yard is just
hideousness,
weeds.
you know, if they go
That's
ahead
my
and try and
recognize.
cut through that, they're gonna have to rip all those stones out and everything, and it's, you know, I think we should just go ahead and grant it.
Well, one other issue is if it's on the lot line, wouldn't we need a neighbor to approve that too?
It essentially can't be on the lot line, as far as my understanding is. Because then it's a co-ownership and you, as you just said, you need the neighbor's approval.
Yeah. I would think that, you know, I'd probably be okay with bringing it in a little bit, like we talked with that other applicant.
Hmm.
But this one, it says right on the lot line. And maybe the neighbor, next door neighbor doesn't want one. So what about denying until we get a note from the neighbor? I mean, the neighbor should have a say in this.
I'd be okay with that.
Me too.
All right, well, I make a motion to deny.
Wait, Joe
That-
Jean
which
made a
I-
motion already.
Okay, so your motion was to,
To approve the fence, though.
So
Approve
And-
did
item-
you finish the fence yet?
okay, we'll approve the fence and then go to the, all right.
So the
Well-
the proposal is for item 3 to approve from Joe Jean. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah, yeah. So this is essentially just approving a fence for this lot
Right.
with the. Yeah, okay.
And then denying item 4, which is the variance, pending a note from the neighbor.
Well, the way it's worded. We are asking for an allowance to put one section of the fence on the lot line due to the lack of clearance between the house and the lot line. Variance requested separately. So what are we approving here on this one? I'm not exactly sure what we're approving.
Well, number 3, we should be just approving the fence or
But
denying.
in number 3, they do mention we are asking for an allowance. So I guess the motion could be design, approve a design to be hog wire and cedar per appendix D. Is that how you would say it, Joe Jean?
Sure.
Okay. So
Yeah,
that'll
I
be the motion.
And it
That's
says variance requested separately.
Yeah, but it is on this application, so we'll make it clear that just that first line is what we're approving.
Which is what again, please?
Approve the design for the hog wire and cedar fence per appendix D.
Period.
On the
No.
lot line?
No,
No,
This thing.
just the
Right.
fence.
That's what item 3 says on,
I know, not approving that part of it.
but we want to make sure that it's not including the second line. Is that,
I'm,
is that
I'm-
your motion essentially, Joe Jean?
Yes,
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
I,
All opposed?
Nay,
Was that?
John?
John,
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go eat some dinner unless you think you need me for anything else.
by
How
Joe.
about-
I
how
think
about
we're
if you
good, Joel.
stay- if
Probably
you
only have
stay
another
on,
hour.
Stay on text, Joel. in case
Yeah,
you-
yeah, I'll if Diane can text me if you guys need me back, I'll just mute myself and
Go eat.
thanks.
Thank
We're
you so much,
jealous.
Joel.
Bye,
Because we
Joel.
all need to.
Okay, so that was majority.
Uh-huh.
and again, I'm objecting because the item 3 says asking for an allowance to put one section of the fence on the lot line.
Right.
And that's what I'm objecting to.
Right, but
Right.
We
the
were,
approval letter is only gonna say design approved for hog wire and cedar fence per appendix D.
so we are not approving anything after that line, John.
Okay, as long as that's clear in thank you.
Are you still,
Opposed?
No, I think if there's that amendment, I didn't know we can get that fine tuned about these. If there's that amendment, then I would be,
Diane, could you read that motion, please?
Design approved for hog wire and cedar fence per appendix D only.
okay, I agree with that. Thank you. I'm sorry for the confusion.
No problem. Another variance,
I'll make a motion to deny the variance request.
all in favor?
I,
Aye,
That was Alan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Okay.
All opposed? Okay,
And we want to have neighbor approval of the,
yes, that's a good point, Patrick.
Thanks, Patrick. So it's on the denial, it's needing the neighbor approval.
Yes.
Yes,
And are you denying it on the property line and suggesting that it come into their property?
yes. It doesn't have to be 5 feet, I think, is what we agreed on, right?
Right.
So at least a foot in from the property,
Yes.
6 inches, 1 foot, 6 inches, tell me.
And I would contest the need to take down 3 trees.
So 6 inches or a foot? Is it a range?
Whatever
Tell
the,
me.
whatever the policy says.
The
I think the
policy,
policy is 5 feet. But I
yeah,
would
Yeah.
say,
what do you
think?
guys want?
6 inches enough,
yeah, that's good.
but we're not giving approval for well, I guess we're denying this whole thing.
Yeah.
And then the tree thing, no trees to be removed,
Right.
Correct.
okay.
Ooh.
Thank you guys, sorry, we're all getting
No.
punchy, we're all getting punchy,
It's only 9:45.
I know, all right. I got it. 3,
All right,
4.
item 6,
Thank you.
hot tub.
I was okay with this. I'll approve, motion to approve item 6 as submitted.
Did anybody have any other things they want to talk about there?
I'll second it.
So we're good with all that.
Wait a minute, it says 6 is a hot tub, it says path and gravel pad. The hot tub?
Well, it's just the pad right now. She's
Yeah,
gonna
there's no hot
replace.
tub right now.
No,
Oh, okay. You guys scared me.
no.
Okay, so we're voting item 6. We got a second on that. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye.
And that was Alan, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks, sorry.
Anybody opposed?
Who made the motion?
Alan.
Okay,
Okay, item 7, privacy fence. What was this one again?
okay, you guys know how I love fences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dan too.
I'm actually gonna move to approve this one.
No.
That lady talked to
Yeah.
me for
Yeah.
half an hour about her whole lot, the path, the privacy fence, the,
Deer prevention fencing and
place to park her garbage cans.
Yeah, we
With
got
the
that whole
slope
story
roof,
too.
yeah, yeah.
And the fence is just, it goes from the garage wall to the property line, which is probably only 5 feet total. And it's only to cover the garbage cans. And I said, well, that's a nice thing that you're doing because 90% of the homes in Sudden Valley have their garbage cans visible from the street, which is a bit against our rules. So all she's trying to do is not break the rules. But anyways, I'm gonna vote to approve her fence also. And it's only gonna be 5 feet tall or something.
Yeah.
It's,
Does it have a roof or a cover on it?
I'm sorry.
across the top like there is in the corner of Par Lane and Jubilee.
Oh,
Jubilee,
it's true.
yeah, Jubilee.
And I'm gonna question whether that fence was ever approved by the ACC. Just to throw a monkey wrench into
All
this.
right, that'll be another issue.
And actually, yeah, the fence on Par Lane and Jubilee is actually a pretty nice fence. It's a decorative thing and it's not 8 feet tall. And anyways, I'll just move to approve and you guys can do
Well,
it.
let me ask you, is this a solid fence? She was gonna do a hog wire, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so it's not really a privacy fence
Yeah,
and it doesn't really hide the trash cans.
well, it's, I guess that's why I might be a little confused because if it's a hog wire fence, it wouldn't, but I guess since it's decorative and everything,
She's gonna have
I
an
think she's
extension
talking
on it.
about number 9.
Um,
I think
Yeah, these are
Joseph's-
all,
7, 8, and 9 are all together.
yeah, see, number 7 is for a privacy fence.
But 9 is for a fence with a covered area.
Yeah, and that's the one for the garbage cans. But
okay,
she never talked to me about another fence.
7, the one I'm looking at, we're on item 7, right?
Yep,
And this is a hog wire fence.
yep.
And this is the one that she showed us was gonna be right in front of the trash cans, right?
It's gonna go from the corner of the garage over to where the rhododendrons are, right across her lawn.
Yeah, so it's not privacy. I'm not exactly sure why she's doing it.
Is
And
it
it's got-
possible? Sorry, Daniel, go ahead.
Go ahead, Alan.
I was just gonna say, is it possible she's talking about two different things?
She is.
A hog wire
It's-
fence, across the 5 feet where the lawn is, and then she's gonna build a little portico or shed or something because she was
Right,
talking
right.
about shelves and other stuff where
Right.
she wants to put a recycling bin. Maybe she's talking about two things.
She does
Yeah.
mention a fence in item 9.
Yeah,
That's the covered area for the
trash
trash
cans.
can.
Yep.
Right,
7,
And then a 5-foot hog wire treated lumber fence.
so it sounds like Joe Jean's motion was actually about number 9.
No,
But again, it's a hog wire fence. It's not really. Oh, this is a variance. This is a variance request, 9. And I think
Okay.
that is to make the height different so she can put some treated piece on top.
Yep.
So I think this is the same fence. This is just a variance to add an addition to the top
Like
of the fence.
A roof kind of thing to protect when she's out there working or something.
Yeah, it's only one fence.
right.
No, I think I think this this variance is to add something to the top of the hog wire fence, a decorative piece, I guess, to make it
Well-
more appealing, which would take it beyond the 5 feet.
There are actually 4 items for this house.
Yes,
Okay,
So actually, what? 3 items in a variance, right?
Alteration, fence request.
We already, the gravel pad is cool. We're done with that, right?
yep,
So that's
Number 7 is this, she's calling it a privacy fence. So this is the fence that she described that would go from the garage to the green belt.
That's
If you look at, item 7, page 2, it's a little clearer. And, the green stuff is the fence that she wants to go from the garage to her flowers.
Yes,
And the red thing is the path that she
right,
wants,
right.
and it goes to the hot tub. And then the fence is gonna be covering her 3 garbage cans. One, they're in a row down the side of the garage, not across to the property line. And so I think she wants a little fence there of some sort, but I don't know how she'd take her garbage cans out. She didn't say where the gate was going to be.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. I was wondering about that myself.
And there's a roof too. Item 9, page 1, number 2, seeking permission to install a 4x8 roof on the side of the house to protect the area for the secured storage of garbage, etc.
So that's 2 different variances on that one.
Yeah.
So can we approve item 7? Which I think that's just the hog wire fence, 5 feet high from the garage to the green space.
yeah.
I'll vote for that.
All right,
It's got the decorative beam across it.
that's the variance.
And that shows it right in item 7.
It's she describes it, so we'll make sure that we don't include that in the motion. Do you want to
Well-
make that motion, Patrick?
May I have a further session? We're looking at item 7.
Yes.
The plan to install an 18-foot by 5-foot tall fence. It doesn't say what type of fence. And this will have a small covered.
It says at the top there, John.
Oh, up top. Okay,
Yeah.
a hog wire fence, 5 foot. Okay. All right, and then we're also approving a covered enclosed area for the garbage and so forth. That roof.
And that will be in the variance also, right?
Correct.
Let's see, is that crossed out there? This will have a small covered
Yes,
enclosed
it-
area.
And,
This is a lot of stuff going on in one.
well,
Yeah, it really is.
I kind of complained that she had to have all these different forms to do something she thought was simple.
So I think we need to make our motion very clear that we are, is this the only place where she's asking for the covered space? Or is that's in the variance, right?
correct.
You know-
It was very confusing when she brought this paperwork in,
Yeah,
because I knew she needed a variance, so I'm the one who made her do the variance form, and then she put 2 on 1, and
yeah.
I wasn't gonna send her home to do another one, so sorry.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
and we were blaming Joe Jean the whole time.
Why don't we break it down to the first one is the path, changing it from the concrete thing to a stone path.
We already voted
We
on
did that one. That one's good.
Okay. And then we should just have another one to build the fence from the garage to her flowers, rhododendrons or whatever you said they were.
All
They're
right,
not.
so item 7, motion to approve.
Joe Jean
Hog wire
already made
fence.
that motion
Yeah.
earlier, right off, she made that motion.
Okay, so, well, I want to make sure we've got the right information in there. So what is the motion at this point?
Joe Jean,
Oh, for number 7?
Yeah.
yes,
Okay, I'll make a motion that she can build the fence from the garage to, in essence, the property line.
A 5-foot hog wire fence
Yeah,
with green or black.
That kind of looks like the one up on Par Lane.
And you're saying with no covered garage area, garage bin area.
That's correct, because the cover is on it, is the one that's all alone.
Right,
Do
exactly.
we have to explicitly say what we are not covering on this, Diane? Or can we just say we approve the 5-foot hog wire treated lumber?
It's like we did on the other,
Only,
prove the fence.
I'll put only,
Yep.
Okay.
okay?
All right, so the motion. Can I restate Joe Jean's motion? The motion to approve a 5-foot hog wire fence with treated lumber, painted either green or black,
Match.
18 feet wide from the garage to the green belt,
Green belt.
Item 7.
Yep.
item 7. Does that sound like a good motion?
Yes.
Yep.
But was it Joe Jean's or yours?
That's Joe Jean's.
Okay,
And to include the gate,
Yeah,
Does it
she,
mention anything about a gate?
yeah, it's down at the bottom.
Oh,
Small covered enclosed area of our garbage can and a gate across to the front of the house.
She did say the fence would have a gate
okay.
when we visited her.
Okay,
And gate.
so just put that in.
gate, okay.
Is that a solid motion, Diane?
I approve.
All
I
in
will get
favor?
it off the tape because.
I'm in favor.
Yay.
Better be, you made the
Aye.
motion.
Aye.
Aye.
Bye.
All opposed? Okay, that's item 7. Item 8 is just the trees.
Yeah.
No.
I'll move to approve because I think she had permits and one of them was dead.
Yeah, she's removing one tree and limbing the others, I think, right?
Yeah, she had talked about, and I don't mean to get anyone confused. She had talked about topping them off, and we said, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, I think the county told her not to also.
Yeah, but you can limit, take some of the lower limbs off.
Yeah.
So
So I
we
think,
approve the request per the Whatcom County tree removal permit.
Item 8.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, so I'm sorry, guys. Joe Jean made the motion, then Patrick remade the motion. So whose motion was it?
Patrick, right?
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
approving item 8.
Okay, but Joe Jean did it first, so
No, she was doing 7.
no, but that's okay. So it's Patrick's motion? I'm
Joe
with
Jean
you.
retracts her motion.
Okay, good. All right. Thank you.
All right, item
Unanimous.
9, the sticky one. All right,
Actually, number 9 is really quite clear if you spent a half hour talking to her. She just wants to put a lid or a kind of a,
That's
Awning, an awning or a portico.
where it's a shade to the tree.
it's gonna be made out of wood and it's just a cover so that if the garbage cans are open, rain doesn't get in and stuff. And it's only gonna be big enough to cover the area where the trash cans are.
I think we're clear on what they are, but are we approving both of these?
Both of them.
Yeah,
Oh.
but she wants to put an addition to her 5-foot fence and make it bigger.
Horizontal thing like they have on Par Lane.
A decorative horizontal wood piece above it. The 5-foot fence.
There's a picture.
So it would be 6 feet.
Yeah, the page 2 is a
Yeah.
picture of one on Pearl Lane.
Yeah, so
Okay.
if we make a motion, we need to,
I move to approve the variance request for the fence and
Covered area.
the covered area.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I mean, that's not even a variance, is it? A variance to what?
Who knows?
Well,
The
going
fi-
over 5 feet,
Going over 5 feet.
Well,
I
no,
know
that, I understand that part, but I mean for
It's-
the
it's 10 o'clock.
the roof.
Well, the roof, right.
it's a
Okay.
shed.
Just let her have it.
It's a covered space,
Just let her have it.
open space, covered space, let her have it.
She's
I
not
think-
cutting down any trees to build the thing, so.
Well, thank you, Jean, for looking at all this and talking with her, because it was clear as mud to me what she was asking for, and now I understand it much better.
Oh, that's right. You weren't there for that.
No,
We're
No.
at 13 now, right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Yep. Any comments, questions?
Are we doing 13?
Yes. I didn't see anything crazy jumping out on this one.
I'll motion to approve 13 as submitted.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye. Opposed? Okay, now we're zipping through. 14. 397 Sudden Valley Drive,
Motion
removing
to
2 trees.
deny as written.
Wait,
14, is that what we're on?
Yeah,
Yes.
Thank you.
All in favor of denying?
Aye.
we need more information. This
Way,
is-
way more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's why.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed to denying?
Who made the
Okay.
motion?
Alan,
So I just say need more information?
yeah,
Yeah, we need a arborist report. She says they're dangerous, but
A site plan,
And it
Yeah,
doesn't tell the
yeah.
diameter of the trees.
details.
details.
You can tell I was overwhelmed, because normally I look at these and I try to help coach them to do them right, but
yeah.
the last one and this one, I'm sorry, I failed you. It was just too busy.
Diane, you do a great job.
I'm
There's
just gonna say that.
37 items.
We are
Trying
so,
Those OBE complaints, overcome by events.
we are so thankful for you, believe us.
Okay.
All right, this is just weird. I mean,
Item 16,
yeah,
Now, you know, you've looked at it before.
we looked at it before and Patrick and I pointed out which trees we thought, he didn't seem to want to cut them all down.
Yeah,
So we pointed out some trees. He said, yeah, that's a great idea. You're going to save us some money here. And now suddenly he wants to cut them all down. And the arborist report indicates that they're not really dangerous. I mean, they will be eventually. I
Do you remember which trees? I think we put it all in the letter, didn't we?
we did, yeah.
Yeah.
We were very clear. Since they're all numbered here, we gave them exactly which numbers that we did approve.
Why did he want to cut them all down?
He wasn't really clear about it. It didn't even seem like he really wanted to. That's why I'm surprised to see it coming back. So I'm not sure what, we didn't ask him to give us anything else, right? We just said,
yeah.
has anyone visited this site? I
Yeah.
haven't.
yeah, we did. It's actually the 2 trees right next to the neighbor's house are very close to the house, and I think,
H1 and H2.
yes. In our original discussion, we conceded, yeah, you can go ahead and cut those, because for various reasons.
So is that a part of this request? I don't think it is, or it is.
I think it is. I don't think
H1
they,
is, H2 is, isn't it?
2 hemlocks very close to the neighbor's house,
yeah,
page 3.
yeah.
So that seems as if the committee looked at it and thought that was a good idea. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
We gave you the previous minute notes. Arbor's report required to remove them, H1 and H2. So we got the arborist report for those 2. And then on resubmission, only 10 older trees from the original submission will be considered. And you said you'd only consider 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 11, 12, 13, and 14.
So it's essentially the same thing that we decided last time. They just got the report for those 2 trees.
I don't know.
That's what it looks like, Daniel.
So, okay, so this is the current.
Yeah, because we did it on April 4th, and you got this report on April 25th.
Okay. So it looks to me like we are approving the removal of the trees that we originally discussed. Is that how you see it, Patrick?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not 16 trees, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, 16 would be all of them. Yeah, and that's what he's asking for, all of them, right? It
Right.
says 16 trees.
Yeah.
And I apologize for stepping back for a second.
Sure.
The 2 hemlocks that are very close to the neighbor's home, looking at page 3, item 16, have those been determined to be on whose property? 5 Eagle Crest or 9 Eagle Crest?
They are 9.
Okay, they look in this picture.
And I think
drawing there,
the
really
neighbor
close.
asked him to remove them, and he is doing it.
Okay,
And
great. Thank you.
I think the arborist report indicates that it is kind of a dangerous tree.
Okay, but it's clearly on the 9 Eagle Crest property. Thank you.
I believe so. Yeah, they were the ones who requested it.
Great.
The neighbor asked for it originally, and and that's why they're bringing this forward to us.
Perfect.
So
I'm trying to read the arborist report. Does he say those 2 hemlocks can come down?
I think I saw that in there somewhere.
I think it's on page 11 at the bottom, existing conditions on site. You know, it is after 10. I'm just going to say this looks like a very legalese kind of arborist report. I had difficulty finding any conclusions.
Yeah.
This is one of the ones I would hope we could have postponed, but
No.
I am not in the majority here. This is a very complex one to me.
Well, I would go back to what we originally approved.
But the arborist report doesn't specifically say it's okay to take those trees down. The 2. Because they were.
There's a chart that starts on page 12,
Yeah,
tree tally. See it?
Right.
So he talks about H1, H2, and then A1 through 14.
Yeah, the pistol budding is generally an indication that the tree is dangerous. It's usually growing on a slope, so it's a little more precarious.
But it doesn't specifically say it's okay to cut these down.
in the second paragraph on page 14, they talk about risk assessment, and they talk about what'll happen, you know, in the next year or 5 years.
The likely impact is
It's
high.
high, yeah, exactly.
The consequence of failure is high.
Yeah.
And
There's a high risk.
And
Yeah,
that's talking about, Alan, you think that's talking about those 2?
H1, yeah,
H2?
that's what I'm.
What if we,
And I think you see the 1 and the 2, I think they're recommending the top one. In number 2, he says not recommended.
And then in that paragraph below that, it talks about the 14 young red alder trees.
Yeah.
So that's what makes, excuse me, that's what makes me think about them as H1 and H2.
Say that again, Alan? About the
Um,
H1 and H2?
That's what makes me think about that. They're only, because it's a total of 16 trees, and they talk
Yeah.
about the 14 young alders in that
Right.
paragraph, which makes me think that the recommendation for removal and the risk is all about H1 and H2.
Yes, that's the way I read it too. And that's why Patrick and I picked out the trees with the owner that we thought would be a reasonable compromise rather than cutting them all down. So I would guess that I would suggest that we approve the trees that we originally approved, which is 10 alder trees, not 14 alder trees. And we would allow the hemlocks to be cut. Is that how everybody reads it?
Definitely the 2 hemlocks,
And only 10 alders.
so our comments from the prior meeting still apply, except now we're approving it. Right?
Yes.
On the title page.
Yes. Could you make that a motion, please, Alan?
I motion for item 16 that the 2 hemlock trees indicated as H1 and H2 are approved for removal, and the 10 alder trees A2 through A14 be approved.
Wait, there's
No,
missing
there's
numbers.
they're not sequential.
No, they're not sequential. I'll read them off to you, Diane. A2, A3.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
copy it. I'm good.
Okay,
Yeah,
just those
Okay.
10. Okay.
and alders.
Which one's Alan? A2, A3?
A4, 5, 6, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14. Those are from the notes on April 4th.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, all in favor?
So what exactly are we approving? We're approving the
Our
two
original,
was 10.
yes.
And alders and 2 hemlocks.
Right.
Is that unanimous?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. That's 16. 17. I love it.
That was a thick one. 16 was.
Really, page 12, page 14.
All
My God.
right. Any comments on the garden?
Nice job detailing it all out. Motion to approve item 17 is submitted.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, unanimous.
22.
Yeah.
2. Removing 5 trees. This one. Okay. Kelly's not still with us, is she?
No.
I don't think we'll be seeing her again.
And I think
We're
so.
gonna get her back.
Yeah, any day now.
I'll make a motion to deny 22 pending an arborist report.
And a more accurate determination of where those trees are.
Ownership. Yeah, good one,
Ownership.
John.
And
Exactly.
how much he wants to widen his driveway.
Yeah,
Good.
we want more information.
Motion
So,
to deny from Alan.
Motion?
yes,
Yeah.
And what is it about the driveway? I missed it.
Each says they want to widen it, but they don't say by how much
Or by
or
what
who,
means.
or who the trees belong to.
or who. Yeah. So restating, 22 deny.
And he's
How
not-
much? Go, Patrick.
No, go ahead.
How much wider do you want the driveway? An arborist report about the trees and a determination of who owns those trees.
Okay, I'm not gonna swear to this, but I think this guy, when he heard what was involved with widening the driveway, he decided not to do it.
Okay.
Because anytime you do work in where it intersects with the Sudden Valley Road, it becomes a tier construction.
Yeah.
And he heard all the details. I believe this is the guy, and he's like, no, but I still need to get these trees down. So
Well, okay.
So
Well,
he just wants to cut the trees down?
I think they did some other work in the right of way. I think this is the one that Sudden Valley's done some. You guys are wondering if the trees belong to him or Sudden Valley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
right, he
So-
says that he's not sure if it's on his property or not, so
Yeah,
I second Alan's
they
motion.
went out, the Sudden Valley went out and determined that it was on his property.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
And
we
I
need
am
an
so
arborist
sorry.
report.
I am so sorry that I did not tell you guys that. I'm
So
gonna
we just
double
need an
check.
arborist report to
Yeah.
say that they really are leaning and dying and spitting
So
up blood.
Please give me just a minute before y'all finish your vote. I know you're all tired, but.
Come on,
pretty
Diane,
sure-
keep up.
I know, I'm trying. It's like all my trees have gone away now. Ah, I'm getting crazy.
Item
Sorry.
22,
All right, we'll figure it out,
motion to deny.
right?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Pending arborist report and ownership of, ownership confirmation of the trees.
sure.
Correct.
Yeah. And then how much wider is the driveway? But I think he told me already he's not doing it,
That's
but I'll ask.
Fine.
That's a
Yeah.
non-issue right now.
Yeah.
Alright.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Are we on,
One more.
31.
31?
Two more for one place.
We
Oh
have
yeah, this is a good one too. All right. We
Did you-
are on
did-
20
did you
Lost
all-
Fork.
Did you all look at this one?
We
Did not.
did
Okay.
not.
This is the one where I get totally confused reading that first page of item 31, page 1. It's like, I have no idea what they're asking for, but I'll leave it up to you to
Yeah,
discuss.
I mean, I don't see anything that sounds scary. I like the products they picked out for all these projects. I couldn't build it based on how they describe it, but I don't see anything that I'm concerned about. Anybody else have any comments?
No, it looks like they've got the walkway at 6 foot from the foundation. They're gonna have gravel 2 foot along there and then 4 foot wide pavers.
Pretty
And then-
straightforward. They've already got gravel now, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
walkway with pavers from sidewalkway.
It looks like a word salad of pavers and footage and
It's
I have-
poetry.
it's poetry. I have no idea what they're asking for, but it doesn't sound awful. And I would approve that and item 32.
One at a time, please.
So anybody have a motion or more discussion?
I move to approve item 31.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 30, item number 32,
Move to approve,
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
move to adjourn.
All in favor?
Denied.
Aye.
Move.
Who said that?
I'll move for bathroom break.
Okay, what?
Okay,
are
wow, that
you-
was great. So
Do you have an adjourn time?
10:23, meeting is over.